It seems like it anyway since March.
Going live on YouTube.
Okay, good. Liz will be thrilled. She wanted to know where we were.
And Carrie's coming in.
Here's Carrie. And you're muted, Carrie. There we go.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I was on the phone.
That's quite all right. We at least now, and here's Will. Good.
Perfect.
So we have enough to do the minutes and to vote and to hear Will's project without David.
All right.
Okay, Chris, it's all yours.
We'll call the October 5th, 2020 Design Review Board meeting to order. First order of business is approval of the minutes from our, oh goodness, and I had the date in my head just a second ago.
September 21st.
9/21 meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review the meeting minutes?
Yes, move for approval.
All right, I've got a motion for approval by Mr. Brewer. Do I have a second from Mrs. Robinson or Mr. Stanford?
I'll second.
All right, a second from Mr. Stanford. And all in favor of approval of the meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
All right, motion passes. All right. And the first agenda item is 1182 Calhoun Street.
And I will be representing that. So Will Stanford, 609 Cherry Street, DTBB Architects, on behalf of Robert Fisher, who's joining us for 1182 Calhoun Street. This existing building on the corner of Calhoun and Hazel was recently sold to Mr. Fisher by Historic Macon Foundation, and we want to develop this into, well, it consists of two buildings. I'll start out that way. The building that fronts on Hazel Street is a historic 1880s circa building that has housed several things across its history, from a market to the corner cupboard. I think is probably the most famous, infamous market that was there. And then the addition on the back, which is not particularly historically contributing, has been several things as well. And the building in the front that I was speaking of, corner cover, is going to be developed into a restaurant, and it will be essentially in that building, which is a pretty small footprint, will be seating on the downstairs, and restroom, and then seating on a small stage on the upstairs. All the kitchen functions will be in the addition, the building that was added later. And it will also house a catering kitchen for Mr. Fisher's catering business. And so essentially what we want to do is make this building back into something that's good for the area and the neighborhood. The building has been empty for several years. It's an eyesore, and it's becoming dilapidated, but we're not going to let it get there. We're going to let it have new life and infuse new life into this area. So the major changes to the building, essentially we're refinishing, reworking the windows and door assembly that's in the historic building, adding a small canopy, and then the rear building, we will have to add some accessible ramps to, and change out some doors for the functions of delivery, equipment installation, that sort of thing. But by and large, the building doesn't change dramatically. It's freshened, and it's brought back to something that can last for a lot longer than it would otherwise. There are some areas we're utilizing state historic and federal tax credits on the project. Historic Macon's helping with that. So we're going through that process. At this point, we're we're about to enter into the part 2 and submit for tax credits. That's essentially it. We are creating a couple of handicap parking spaces that would be utilized for the restaurant, mainly utilizing the existing sidewalk and dumpster. And we had that, we've met with Trevo from traffic engineering to get a sign off on that. And he's wanting to review that in light of where the parking is for the restaurant, which we're hoping to enter into an agreement with a neighbor on that. So by and large, just trying to restore the beauty of what the building is, and then modernize some of the infrastructure that's there so that it can be a functioning restaurant, catering kitchen.
All right.
I have a-
Are y'all contemplating sharing parking with the church next door, Will, or are y'all gonna look to?
That is the idea. We have not entered into an agreement with them yet as of yet.
Oh, it's an excellent use of the space. I love it. Any questions, Kurt?
I have a question regarding the tax credits.
Mhm.
Why would you not submit for both properties at the same time with tax credits?
Well, technically they will both be submitted at the same time. However, the back building is non-contributing, so it is it's not eligible for the full tax credit submittal benefits. And so I'm sorry, let me say it a different way. Any changes we're making to it won't impact our tax credits. So we're planning on trying to phase it so that the catering kitchen can open up earlier so that some revenue can start to be created by the business. And then the more impactful area is the historic building, which would need, the detailed eye of a state historic preservation reviewer and federal reviewer to say, okay, this is the appropriate way to treat this condition and that condition, windows, doors, brick, otherwise. And that's going to be what we anticipate takes the longer time. 8 to 9 months is what it's been taking. So we'll hold on that as a phase 2 development until we get those answers back and we can move forward with those plans at that time. But the back building, anything we do to it, it's not really going to change the tax credit submittal by and large.
Are you going to do the property tax credit, the property tax abatement program on the back building?
Yes, I believe that would be on the whole property.
Okay.
Mrs. Robinson?
And Matt Shaw for the help us with that.
Do you have any questions?
No, I'm just really thrilled to see that this property is finally going to be used after my many years with Historic Macon and it sitting vacant. So I think this is wonderful.
Yeah, applause all the way around from me.
Yeah.
So do I have a motion for approval as submitted?
So moved.
Second.
All right, I've got a motion for approval from Mrs. Robinson and a second from Mr. Brewer. And being that it is that 1182 Calhoun Street has been found appropriate by this board, all in favor of recommending for ratification to the full commission, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Aye.
Aye.
Late bloomer.
Look at that. You got 4 yeses, Will.
All right.
The skin
Thank you.
It's a nice project. I like it.
Very nice project. It's going to really bring a lot of life to that
Yeah.
area.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Wonderful.
Excited about it.
All right.
So,
So do we have any?
Adrian, explaining the process to Robert, who's on the call next week. My understanding is next week it will go before full planning and zoning commission with ratification recommendation from our board.
It will not be heard. It will just be announced, if you will, for ratification. And that's all. You don't have to be there to present or anything.
Right.
Adrienne, do we have any old business that we need to review?
You will be happy to know that the Oglethorpe Street houses are coming back to you to see what we can do about their stairs, among other things. They are not in any way what was approved. And while we did a cease and desist, that's as far as we've gotten. They will be coming back to you for discussion.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I guess I would, I hope they're coming back with ideas and not requests for acceptance. Is
Well,
that,
and I do want to, since we've got that on the board for a discussion right now, just, we need to, I think we need to stand firm as a board on that, because it's been proven that people won't work with us.
it's horrible what they've done. I drove by it this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, we're bringing it, we, the staff, are bringing it back to you for discussion
Okay.
at a later meeting.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is there any new business that anyone would like to bring up?
I can't think of anything. I don't have anything right now. Of course, as soon as we hang up, I'll think of something. But right now, I don't know of anything.
All right. Well, then do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right. God, David, I mean, I don't even see how you've hung in here this long.
I know.
Yeah.
I joined in order to adjourn the meeting. Correct.
You're definitely a man on the move, too.
Well, this is why I hate the iPhone, the way it organizes your emails now. This upgrade of probably 6 months ago, I struggle to find emails.
Well,
So anyway, sorry.
you were invited to come in here and take the easy chair, David.
I know, and I didn't take
You
it
always
up.
have an open invitation to come into your own office, and
That's correct. I know.
all right. So we've got a
And you'll
motion
note,
to adjourn.
you'll note that I'm not driving, actually. I'm actually stopped, so that's good.
Well, I'm getting vertigo.
Yeah. Got a motion to adjourn by Mr. Thompson. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, Miss Adrienne. We're
Thank you, guys.
Y'all.
Thank you.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.